It's not like the movies. That's how it should be, yeah.
Once upon a time, and the moral of the story is, are two classic phrases that have been around for centuries. What are fairy tales and what are fables, you ask? Well, fairy tales are made-up stories, such as Cinderella, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, The Princess and the Frog, and Thumbelina. These stories have been passed down from generation to generation, all beginning with oral or spoken tradition, with rarely any evidence of the original stories actually being written down. And fables are stories designed to teach us lessons, or morals, or in other words, what is right and what is wrong. These short stories are also very universal, or they are meant to touch every person's day-to-day life, no matter their culture. In these short stories, the main characters are usually animals, if not always animals, and I bet that you can name a few. Some great fables are The Tortoise and the Hare, The Goose with the Golden Eggs, The Grasshopper and the Ants, The Lion and the Mouse, and The Boy Who Cried Wolf. And since fairy tales and fables have been around for centuries upon centuries upon centuries upon centuries, and did I mention that they've been around for centuries? Did you know the fairy tales and fables that you and I are used to aren't the only versions out there? Crazy, I know. But there are indeed several different versions of these stories just flowing through the world as we speak. Where, you ask? Everywhere! Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia, South America, and don't forget America. Each country takes these stories, makes it their own. They change it to fit their people and their people's way of life. And a great fairy tale that could really help you see how different cultures change, adapt, mold, and recreate their story to fit their country and their people's way of life is the fairy tale of Cinderella. Each country and the cities within those countries have their own Cinderella, and they differ quite a bit from the original Cinderella that we are aware of, that Disney has created, such as the Egyptian Cinderella from Africa, the Caribbean Cinderella, the China Cinderella, and you'll never guess, the Cinderlad from Ireland. No Cinderella there. The Native Americans also have their own Cinderella, Sootface. And of course, don't forget the original Cinderella that we're all aware of. And did you know that Greece has their own Cinderella, called the Orphan? Now, why do you suppose that they had to change, mold, recreate this story to fit their people and fit their daily lives? And if you had a chance to update, to create the old Cinderella into the modern day Cinderella of 2012 living in America, what would that story be like? How would you have her be to fit into our daily lives now? Now, fables have morals or lessons. They teach us what is right and they teach us what is wrong, which everyone, no matter their culture, can relate to. There are different versions of these short stories, but the moral never changes. A great example would be The Lion and the Mouse. This short story, or fable, has a few different versions, but the moral is still the same. The changes to the fables are small and tend to change the environment, or the type of animal, or the type of situation that the animal falls into. The Lion and the Mouse have changes in them where either the lion is trapped in the hunter's trap, or has a thorn in his paw, or the lion is tangled in vines from chasing a butterfly in the woods and then couldn't get down. Though the situation changes, the moral remains the same. The morals would be, little friends may prove to be great friends. Good things come in small packages, and no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Though we are all spread out over the world, near and far, we all share common stories and lessons that we all follow. Fairy tales and fables are very adaptable and are always changing to fit the ever-changing world in which we live in. So now go and be explorers and see how your fairy tales and fables you are used to differ from those across the world.